The captain is here, Ashley Westwood on Charlotte Soccer Show. We're at HopFly Brewing Company. It's release day. The Captain Pilsner, the day after a massive 2-0 victory on the road at Philly. Ashley, it's great to see you. Congratulations on the win, and congratulations on being the man of the hour here at HopFly. The Captain Pilsner, it's going over well, and I know you brewed it.
I had a lot to do with it. Obviously, there's a story behind it. Scotty bought it me for my birthday. We come here, we had a tasting day, which was incredible. I told him what I wanted. I wanted something that you could drink all day, because us English like to drink. We love a Sunday session, and they've produced. So thanks to HopFly and everyone here. It's a great team, and it's just, just doing the signing session. It's just like hearing fans coming up saying thank you so much for what you're doing for the community. And as players, we don't realise what we're doing. We just get on with trying to get 3 points. But for people to say that, it's incredible. And like I said, I've said it from the start of the season. We are onto something special here. We are onto something special.
Ashley, I got some questions about the beer that I want to get to real quick. But first, just following up on what you just said, you come from England. You've talked in the past about the bond between a club and community, and that's very common over there. It's not as common over here. What's it like to build that culture in America?
Well, I think, obviously, I missed the first year. So it was, for me, the second year, I wanted to build a culture of the lads. It was like everyone together. And like I said, we go on nights out, we bond together, and that's what brings us together. And I think you're starting to see now we're a bunch of, I like to downplay us. We're a bunch of good lads who run round for each other. I mean, you saw Wednesday night, we were down to 10 men for 60 minutes, and the lads put in a real shift. You've got BB, come on, BB's in the dressing room at half time shouting, come on, let's do this, lads. This is what we're made for. So it just shows what the character we're building. And like I said, anyway, if you do anything in life, hard work gets you to a lot of places.
It reminds me of, hearing you tell that BB story, it reminds me of the Necaxa match in Leagues Cup last season when Charlotte, you started that match, Charlotte was up 3-0 at halftime. Danny and I were very lucky to be in the vault there, and you came like stomping off the pitch being like, let's fucking go.
3-0 is not good enough. Let's go.
I was like, damn, dude, Ashley's not screwing around. So I want to ask you about it being the captain, right? The beer here at HopFly is called the Captain for a reason. You're wearing the armband every match. Now, you've played your entire career. I'm sure you've learned from so many people that have helped you become the captain you are today. So I want to know, who are your influences, right? Who are you modeling your captainship after?
So my biggest influence was Tom Heaton, he's away with England now in the Euros, and he's not even been picked to play. He's there as a player coach. So it just shows it's not about what he does on the field, it's about what he does off it. So, but for me, I managed to have him at Burnley, and he was just an incredible man. Like, spoke to everyone around the staff, like, no matter who you were, he respected. And for me, that's what I've grown up to be. My parents have brought me up to be. My dad said a very important message to me. He said, when you're climbing the ladder, always be careful who you pass, because you always pass them on the way back down. And that's lived with me. And that is because obviously in football you have meteoric rise, and all of a sudden it goes down. So you have to be careful with who the people you pass up, because you'll see them on the way back down. So that, from my dad, that's the biggest advice he gave me.
That's wonderful wisdom from you. And to go off that, who'd you model your game after growing up in England?
So my hero was Paul Scholes.
Oh, Scholesy.
So he was incredible. Obviously, I'm nowhere near as good as him, but you had Paul Scholes. But I see myself as a Michael Carrick. Very unassuming, keeps the ball, doesn't look like he does a lot, but if you have him in your team, you ask all the Man United players, he's the one that would want you in his team. So for me, it's about, I want my players to pick me. That's what I want to be.
It's kind of like the quote. It's with Sergio Busquets. Watch the game and you don't see Sergio Busquets, but watch Sergio Busquets and you see the game. When I watch Charlotte FC games, I'm laser focused on you to see when are you going to pick that pass over the top to Patrick Adjumon, because it seems like you guys always do a little 1-2 and then it's over the top vertical, and you do that so well. Yeah,
and it's something we work on. Like we want to play football. We're a team that want to play, but we're not naive enough to. Patrick's strengths are running behind, and I think you saw against Philadelphia, he was incredible. And even against Orlando, I think with me, it's trying to tell Patrick, you don't realise what you're doing for the team. Sometimes he gets frustrated, and it's like, but I said against Orlando, I said, Pat, you're controlling 3 centre backs because they're scared of you, and it's just keeping him going. And like against Philadelphia, I thought he was. I'm going to be critical of me. He should have scored in the first half. Sometimes he takes too many touches where he should just shift and bang it. But you showed in the second half, the header was incredible.
So good.
But for me, it was his hold-up play. And that's something that he needs to improve on, and he's working on it. But his hold-up play is incredible, and his goal was unbelievable. The way he took the defender on and shifted it left foot, he's a proper number 9.
It was sexy. I'm going to call it that, okay?
And he's got a sexy smile as well.
Right. He looks sexy when he holds that hand up to his side of his head, for sure.
He's an incredible human being.
It's got to feel good for you to like be able to touch the careers of these younger players. Obviously, these guys' careers are going to go on way past yours in a few years when you finally decide to hang them up. But it's got to feel good for you. I want to hear your sense of pride with the fact that you have covered the second most ground in the entire league. You're number 2 in the stats, and the kid who's number 1 is like 23 years old. How good does it feel coming back off injury to just be known for that guy who's all over the pitch?
Yeah, it's but the most thing that's hurting me is I'm going to miss Houston.
It hurts. That was a soft yellow. It was a soft yellow in my book.
It was stupid from me, but I had a little bet with Privs that I would outlast him. But so Privs has played every minute of every game. I played every minute of every game, but unfortunately, he's going to do me. So, but no, it's like I love seeing the young lads doing well. You look at the likes of Privs. I'm going to say he's playing out of position, but he's not playing out of position because he's a centre back now.
Not anymore. Yeah,
he's
not
incredible.
Anymore. He's a centre back.
And you see Patrick coming through. You see Tiger coming through. And I go back to my time at Burnley. We had a young boy called Dwight McNeil.
Oh.
He's at Everton now. And
familiar.
Yeah. Very good.
And we had a good group there, and we begged for him to play in the first team. We wanted him to train with us. And the group we had there, we brought him through. We nurtured him, and now he's on his way to he's a special player. And so for me, it's seeing these young lads coming through, and like I said, under 17s are now in the final. So hopefully they're going to take my place one day, and I would cherish that moment.
Well, you've built the culture here for sure. You're the captain, both by the coach giving you the armband and just by your attitude and your demeanor on the pitch for sure. You are the captain. No one else could take that armband from you. We'll see who wears it against Houston. But I want to get back to this beer.
Hold on, wait a minute. You brought it up, so I'm going to ask, right? How does it work? Is it like in Ted Lasso where, Roy Kent has to give the armband to somebody else, or is Dean going to pick? Like, how's that going to work for Saturday?
So I don't know. It's up to the gaffer, but
okay.
I think with the personnel we've got, the characters we've got, for me personally, it's Nathan Byrne.
Great choice.
He shouts, he talks, he leads. Again, he's just always available. You can always rely on him. And I think for Nathan, he's my right-hand man. He gives a lot of advice to the young lads. I think Nathan, his work goes unnoticed. Obviously, I wear the armband, but Nathan does a lot of work around the changing room, out of the field. Obviously, he mixes with Patrick. He drives in with Patrick. So, yeah, Nathan for me is an incredible human being, and I hope he wears it with pride on Saturday.
Yeah, if it was up to you, he'd wear it, and that's great.
Well, I give it him after the game. I put it on his arm.
Okay, there you go.
I want to ask about this beer. I want to ask about this beer because you are the captain. The beer is named the captain. You said earlier in this little talk that You wanted a beer that could be drank all day. How about give me your best all-day drinking story and why it's important to you to be able to drink all day and not just have 3 and pass out.
Wow, how long have we got?
We've got all day.
So at Burnley, we had a big drinking culture. And there's a place in where we used to live. And you would receive a text message from one of the lads. Lads, 4 o'clock. And they would name this bar. And then all of a sudden you would have 20 lads turn up. And they would have a live band on. And we would go through to 1 a.m. till it closed. We would keep the place open. So I'm not encouraging drinking, but it creates a bond for the lads. Like when you're out away from football and you're enjoying each other's company, it goes a long way, and that's what we're creating this year. Lads go out, we enjoy each other's company, we switch off from football. So I wanted to bring a beer out that you could drink all day. Here's the vice skipper.
Nathan Byrne and Patrick Ajimong just walked in, baby.
Ashley, thanks so much for your time.
Hi, mate.
Bang on cue.
Nathan's here, Patrick's here. Thanks so much, Wesley, for your time. Congratulations. Thanks so much for joining the show. We appreciate you being here.
Burn,
We're going to let you
baby,
hang out with your
burn.
teammates. Thank you. Thanks, Wesley.
Talk to us about your goals yesterday.
I had the motivation from my teammates, and I just keep going. So opportunities came, we were able to take it.
It's Charlotte Soccer Show. He's
Ryan
Ashley
Q,
Westwood.
Ryan Q.
Cheers
Thank
to you.
you,
Thanks
lads.
so much for joining
and
the
this
show.
is what it's all about.
And congratulations.
People who get along together.
Yes, it is. Thanks so much,
Thank you for our
Ashley.
culture, Captain. We appreciate you, for sure. You go have fun. It's got to feel good to see your teammates showing up and showing out.